Welcome to Bar Talk. I am your host, Brandon T. Like I said, this is a place where we come to have conversations about everything out of the sun. And with that being said, like and subscribe and follow me on everywhere you see me. And so let's get into it. This curious conversation I had, a couple of days ago, and I was like, let's bring it to Bar Talk and let's see how y'all think about it. So, question: men and women, right? Does a woman, a girl that becomes a teenager, that becomes a woman, is she more responsible than a man? In far as more responsible, more mature. And I know that they always say, "Oh, girls are more mature," but is it a not just a genetics thing? Is it more of a training thing? Do you think that a girl, you know what I'm saying, say that you got, you know what I'm saying, you have children, and you know what I'm saying, the oldest one is a girl, or even the middle one's a girl, and you tell the girl that, okay, I need you to do X chores, look out for your siblings, and so forth, and build that muscle in her. And then she's having to look out for her brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you come home from school. In that aspect of, say that, you know what I'm saying, school let off at 2:30, she get out 2:30, other kids get out 3:30 and so forth, and then you get off work at 6. And so from that 2:30 to 6 o'clock or 6:30 time you get home, you're putting the girl in charge for those 2 to 3 hours. And in those 2 to 3 hours, you put in the expectations of what you want done. In those 2 3 hours, if it's the point where she gets home, maybe hey, take the food out, take the something out of the freezer, let's start defrosting. Hey, get you a snack, get them a snack, and so forth. And then like I said, make sure they get off the bus, make sure they put their play clothes on or whatever. And make sure y'all do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Just building that, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, that maturity muscle in her. Does that in turn, and then two, okay, well let's put a pin in that in the girls, and then the boys just kind of let them, you know what I'm saying, roam a little freely and so forth. You don't put the, you know what I'm saying. I know it's not a hard fast rule. I know some. I had he in the back that hey, you was a guy, you was a boy, and you had to do the same things that the girl had to do. But I get it. But say that, you know what I'm saying, you just had to, you know what I'm saying, come home, play, you know what I'm saying. The hard fast rules won't really put on you and so forth. You just made sure, you know what I'm saying, you got home, everybody got in there, you locked the door. You know what I'm saying? Till mama got home and so forth. And and those more relaxed rules on average, does that in turn make the boy less responsible and so forth? And then put that in a prism of like leading, as in when you get to adults and so forth. So you got the girl that you train to do certain things to watch out for brothers and sisters and so forth. And then, you know what I'm saying, and then she's a girl, so you want her to be more, a little bit more vigilant on a lot of other things and so forth. And so you got that coming up. And then you got the boy that, you know what I'm saying, you can more free range him and so forth. He more, you know what I'm saying, he's got responsibilities, but he ain't really got responsibility as a girl. And then these two people, kids grow into their teenage years and so forth, and then become adults. Does that in turn make the girl more apt to lead? Because she lead the household better than the boy can with that level of training that happens. Like I said, she's had a lot of responsibility on her, so she's had more experience responsibility versus boys. And then too, I mean, we can be biased here and say that, you know, so you made it clean better, you know what I'm saying. As far as the house is concerned, you taught her how to keep house and so forth. Which in, you know what I'm saying, we want everybody to keep house, but you know what I'm saying, you put these traits in her, you know what I'm saying, these skill sets in her tool bag versus the boy. And then when you get adults, what happens with that? Do you get in turn? Do you get in turn the concept of what I need a man for? You get women saying stuff like that. What I need a man for? What's a valuable man and so forth outside of the physical of just sex? What does a man bring to the table? Are we in turn, you know what I'm saying, taking the kids, the women, and eliminating the man from them? Not necessarily in the way that, you know what I'm saying, you could have people like the government or welfare. When welfare happened, need a man. But in the fact that the matter is, you have trained her in a way that she is very responsible and independent. And then too, now that she's responsible and independent, and you let the boy be more lackadaisical and so forth, and then you say, hey, the man should lead the household and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's all in the good book that the man should lead, the woman should follow, helpmate, and all that stuff. But now you have actually trained her more than the boy. What happens there? When does it turn into, okay? Now we gotta, you know what I'm saying, train the boy and then let the girl know the value of the boy, not just a rational mind versus emotional thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, women think more emotional, men think more rational. But is that enough to just say, hey, all right, okay, we fed you enough food, put enough clothes on your back, and hey, all right, now you go, you know what I'm saying, maybe go to college, learn some more book stuff, and then, hey, now you can lead the household. Is that in turn enough? When you started the girl from a younger age, training her up to be able to, you know what I'm saying, look after her household, be more responsible for more than just herself and so forth. And now she's an adult. Is it in certain aspects better for the woman to lead than the man? Since, like I said, I'm not trying to rewrite the good book or take ancient proverbs that women, you know what I'm saying, value is lower and so forth and so forth. I'm just saying, with the way society goes and how a girl, from a girl to a teenager to a woman, she has in turn have been learned to take responsibility for more than herself. And I know in part of training we look at that. A lot of people look at that as in rearing kids and so forth. Like, oh, we need her to be a certain way so she can watch kids and have kids and rear. But in that whole lesson is that, you know what I'm saying, she is being more responsible for just herself. Is it that she may be better than some of the men that never have made any responsibilities for anything other than themselves? I know it's a wild conundrum. I know it is, but it's like I said, it's one of those things that make you think. Could the woman be better at that? Could the woman lead the household better with the man in it? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a plenty of single women out here leading households and making sure everything works and so forth. And I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about in a relationship, man and woman relationship, married or however you're living together. You know what I'm saying? Could the woman be a better lead to the household? And probably the answer is true. Yeah. Woman's probably a better lead to the household in certain aspects. So, like I said, when I say all that to say is we gotta do better with the boys. We got to create some responsibility in them coming up to make them look out for more than just themselves. And so we can, you know what I'm saying, bridge the gap a little bit. Because, like I said, the girl, she's looking out for her sisters and brothers. She's making sure they eat. She's making sure they're good. And make sure they do homework. All these different, you know what I'm saying, chores that the mother is giving the daughter to do for her siblings. Maybe we need to also make sure that we are equally doing that for the boys. And so they can, you know what I'm saying, have more than themselves out there. And like I said, we're gonna turn this into a series more talking about the boys and how they grew up and versus girls and how they grow up. And with that being said, this has been Bar Talk. I've been your host, Brandon T. Like I said, like, subscribe everywhere you see me, comment, tell me, hey, what you think. And with that being said, peace.